Hey everybody, HG Shaves here, back with another video. Today we're doing something different than the usual shave of the day type videos that I do. I wanted to do a recap of my 2019, my first year as a wet shaver, and I wanted to do a recap of kind of my favorite products that I was able to use this past year. Because I did really try out so many, as this was my first year. I was in that typical phase, and I actually still am, of where I feel like I just want to try out all these different things. And while some of those things worked for me, a lot of those things didn't quite work for me. And so it was pretty easy for me to, think back about which products from each sort of category did I like using the most this year. There are some definitely clear winners in my book. So of course, this is just my opinion. And you don't have to see eye to eye with me on this, but let's get right into it, right? So first, I would like to talk about my favorite soap that I used this year, and that has to be Southern Witchcrafts Samhain. Though this is a fall seasonal, it sticks out to me higher than anything else that I've used this year as a soap in terms of its scent. It's beautifully complex while not being sort of overbearing in any way. And the soap base itself, of course, is one of the best vegan bases out there, and actually performs better than some of the older tallow formulas that people have been using. So my favorite soap of this year definitely goes to Southern Witchcrafts Samhain. All right. Next, let's do brush. My favorite brush, just have to grab it here. My favorite knot, I should say, that I used this year was this little Maggard 26 millimeter Timberwolf knot. I used all kinds of brushes this year, whether boar, kind of 2-band badger, super high density badger, declaration badgers. I gave my fair share, to all the different types of knots, but this one has performed the best for me. You can buy this knot on Maggard's website for, I think, $5-7 or something. But the way that it builds the lather, for a relative, new shaver like myself, the way that it's just so easy to lather with a synthetic, this stands out to me as being the brush that, performed the best for me. I know other people out there would probably say, oh, well, I really like this, high-end badger knot that I use all the time. And I have no, issues with those people saying that. It's just, for me, I need something that's a little bit easier to use at this point, honestly, if I want to get kind of the best lather that I can make. And this little Timberwolf knot has been awesome for me. So I'm actually thinking about getting another Timberwolf knot, perhaps set into a non-chubby handle, something that's maybe a little bit easier to hold. So my favorite brush was that one for sure. Now then, my favorite razor has to be the Karve Christopher Bradley Brass. They released this, I think it's been over a year now, but this razor, again, similar to the brush, this razor is just so intuitive to use for a relative new wet shaver. Again, could I probably master a more mild razor that requires a more specific angle? Sure, absolutely. But again, my razor technique is still not at its prime yet, so to speak. And so just using the C plate on this thing, it's so natural and gives me a very effective shave, while also being still very comfortable to use. So favorite razor has to go to the Karve Christopher Bradley Brass. Favorite post-shave product, favorite aftershave product. If you just go back and look at the thumbnails from all my shaves of the day, you'll see that this product pops up the most, and that is the Zingariman Aftershave Balm, Unscented specifically. This balm is so protective. I mean, it really does what it's supposed to do. And especially here in the Midwest, where it's usually cold, I like having the protection from a balm. Before I got into wet shaving, I was using Nivea balms, and so I've just kind of gotten used to using them. So I have to pick this balm as my favorite post-shave product because I'm not that big of a aftershave splash guy. At least definitely not in the winter, maybe sometimes in the summer. But it's also not crazy to use this balm in the summer, I don't think, because it's not thick, it's not greasy. It goes into your skin very quickly after you move it around. And so yeah, this balm has been really, really good to me, and definitely my favorite of the year. Finally, favorite fragrance. I don't talk about fragrances specifically meaning like a eau de toilette or eau de cologne or eau de parfum or whatever. I don't talk about the liquid forms of fragrance too much on this channel, but I have gotten into fragrances quite a bit, I'd say here in the past 2 to 3 months. And so from that limited time of being into the wet shaving fragrance makers, as well as non-wet shaving fragrance people, my favorite perfumer and favorite scent has to go to Australian Private Reserve and their Raconteur. This is a EDT, and I believe this is a fall or winter seasonal. But again, here in the Midwest, where it's usually cold, I think you could wear this quite often here and not just limit yourself to one season. This is a beautiful, masculine, kind of dark scent. The prominent notes are like whiskey, coffee, leather. And I didn't know that I liked those kinds of scents probably 6 months ago. I was into more lighter scents like lavender, floral stuff. But then when I got this fragrance, man, I absolutely love using this. I always look forward to wearing it. Even when I'm not wearing it, I think, oh, well, I could have worn that today. So favorite fragrance has to go to Australian Private Reserve Raconteur. Very well then. So that's my recap of my favorite products that I got to use in 2019. And yeah, it was fun for me to think about what I enjoyed using the most, because I really did use so much this year. I want to thank all of my new online friends, whether I've met here on YouTube or on Reddit, on the shaving forums there. And just want to thank all the people that have helped me trade stuff so I could try out new things and loan me things, and just overall been a great resource to me in my first year as a wet shaver. So I'm gonna stop rambling now, and just wanted to say thanks everybody for watching. Feel free to comment below and let me know what you enjoyed using the most in 2019. And hopefully I'll be back with another Shave of the Day type video here in the next week. So thanks for watching again, and see you next time. Bye-bye.